Mile High Stadium, that's the Houston Oilers' Al Del Greco kicking off.
Here is Montgomery on the return to the 29-yard line. So Denver scoring at the end of the first half with 39 seconds left. Pulling within 8, 21-13 because of that missed extra point. And still they haven't really thrown the ball that much.
Well, again, you know, earlier in the game when you looked at Houston just totally dominating the Broncos, again, you have to look back at the scoreboard. There's only an 8-point differential, and there's 30 minutes to play.
Elway throwing only 10 times in the first half, completing 8 of them. And here is Gaston Green. So Denver determined to stay on the ground. A gain of 4 to the 33. It'll be second down and 6.
Might want to note that Jeff Alm, number 76 for the Houston Oilers, coach, defensive coordinator Jim Eddy said that he would get his playing time. Well, now, because of the back problems of Ray Childress, he's going to get more than just a little bit of playing time.
One more number that stands out in the first half, a total of 14 penalties were accepted. More than that, of course, called. Houston 9 times for 60 yards, Denver 5 times for 55. Second down and 6. Sewell is the remaining back for the Broncos. Formation. Flags are down. Houston in the neutral zone. Free play. It is incomplete. It'll be 5 yards against the Oilers. Michael Young, the intended receiver, and I believe it was Jeff Alm that got into the neutral zone.
Well, we just mentioned the fact that the youngster is now in the game because of the tightening up of Ray Childress's back, and he's a little bit anxious to get up the field. Jim Eddy said he wanted his defensive tackles to be upfield rushers to contain Elway, but in that case, Alm was a little over anxious.
And with the penalty, it'll be second down and 1.
76 defense. Still second down.
That man right there, vital in the first half, did a nice job of getting upfield. Now he's replaced by a youngster. He's enthusiastic, but again, that's another mental error, and we've had a lot of them today for two teams that are in the playoffs. Elway lucky to get this one back. Orlando does a nice job of anticipation, but his vertical leap isn't quite enough to come down with the football.
Second down and 1. Is in motion. Green has the first down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 3, first down and 10. And of course, one of the reasons that Denver is running the ball so much is they're very aware of the clock. They want to keep the ball out of Warren Moon's hands.
Well, that's true.
So everybody else.
That's true, but I also think that Denver is just a little bit more concerned with getting themselves some continuity offensively, and it seemed like that they had captured that at the end of the first half.
As you look at John Elway, John, I think this year having more fun being the national celebrity that he is. Remember when he told us in San Diego that now he goes out to the grocery store and he signs autographs and visits with people? In the past, he would have stayed at home. We asked him how was Christmas. He said it was fabulous. I was with the family and I saw a lot of friends and I saw a lot of fans and I really enjoyed it. This time Gaston Green is dropped. Sean Jones and Al Smith were there for Houston.
Well, Al Smith, built like the fireplay, comes right through the middle. Watch him come over the lead blocker. Watch number 54. He knifes in over the guard, cuts across Shannon Sharp, and makes the play on Gaston Green. Earlier in the season, I asked Al Smith, I said, you know, you're a middle linebacker in the 4-3, and maybe you don't get the notoriety that you deserve because of Warren Moon in the offense, but this year he did, selected to the Pro Bowl, 143 tackles.
Outside of Elway's long pass, which of course had the offsides penalty, the other 3 plays in the first half have all been the run. Here's the screen to Sewell. Sewell with the first down, 45-yard line of Houston. 16 yards on the play.
Now, when John Elway double clutches, take a close look and see whether or not there were some offensive linemen downfield. This is a middle screen is what this is called. They release. Now watch the double clutch. They wait. Waddell, look how far downfield he is. He's at least 4 yards downfield. They got away with one. Sewell with the first down.
And does Sewell remind you one Dan Reeves when he was in Dallas with his versatility?
Well, a lot of these plays are Dallas plays. They ran a lot of the middle screen, and they ran some shovel pass there when he was an offensive coordinator under Tom Landry.
Here is Sewell to the 30, the 25. Ball knocked away, but out of bounds. 26-yard line. Denver retains possession. Vance Johnson with a lead block, 18 yards.
Houston comes out cold. They're rocking on their heels. Sean Jones there to make the play, but does not. And Sewell cutting to the outside. Bo Orlando knocks the ball loose, but a little bit too close to the sidelines. Steve Sewell, awfully tall for a running back, 6'4" and about 212 pounds, but his versatility has been invaluable to the Denver Broncos.
Russell goes wide to the far side. Young wide to this side, with Johnson in the slot left. And we're just resetting the clock. This is where Vance Johnson likes to be, because he does sight adjustments on what the defense does, and Elway will look to improve. It is intercepted at the 8-yard line. Richard Johnson has the interception. And he is out of bounds.
That man just cannot be too happy with himself. Richard Johnson has been burned the last couple of times, but now he comes back and burns the Broncos. It'll be the Oilers' ball when we come back.
Stadium quieting down just a bit. Houston with the ball. Richard Johnson, his first interception of the season. Oilers ball, first down, their own 33. They lead 21-13. Moon has pressure, still completes the pass to Drew Hill to the 45-yard line, and a gain of 12, first down as Moon slowly gets to his feet.
The play that Richard Johnson made that enabled the Denver Broncos to get the ball back. Great anticipation. Richard Johnson right here plays him outside in, but he's going to guess here on the slant route, playing back enough. He'd been burned earlier by the same route, but his anticipation is tremendous here. Out on an island, cuts right in front of the receiver and gets the ball back. Watch the anticipation on the part of Richard Johnson. Strangely enough, Charlie, in 18 games, that is his first interception of the season.
Lorenzo White. 5 yards to the 50. It is second down and 5.
We made a big deal out of the home field advantage for the Denver Broncos coming into this game. Ironically enough, this is a game of matchups. Houston leads the series 20-11-1, and they're not intimidated by Mile High Stadium at all. That 20-11-1, a 63-64% winning percentage, is the best that they have against any team in the National Football League.
You played here against the Broncos. Is it an intimidating stadium, intimidating crowd?
I mentioned the fact that the Mile High Stadium reminds me a little bit of Boston Garden in the NBA. Funky things always seem to happen to go Denver's way.
Second and 5. Knocked away. Good defensive play by Charles Dimmery. And this is the man that Moon has been picking on.
Well, again, it's a situation where the referee has a judgment call. You can see Dimmery will have the right hand on Haywood Jeffries. But he does make a good play, good anticipation. Steps back right there. He's got the arm all over him.
Listen, I got a fistful of jersey in the back. Right there.
The argument that the official has to make right there is, does the hand touch the jersey first before the ball or not? In this case, the official decided that it didn't. I think it was a good non-call.
Third down. Houston is 4 of 4 third down opportunities in this ballgame. Let's see where they mark it. It'll be 5 of 5. They're going to spot it at the 45-yard line. White brought down by Michael Brooks.
Here is a very subtle difference here of having the running back Lorenzo White versus having Alan Pinkett. When Lorenzo White catches the ball here, he's going to be short of the first down. But the 215, 220 pounds of momentum which comes forward is much more than the 190 or 192 pounds that Pinkett has to offer. Right there, he lunges forward over the stripe. First down for Houston.
Dimmery limps out. Montgomery has replaced him. And so the Broncos continue to fight the injury battle. And here is White. Push down. 34-yard line. He picks up 11.
This man has been angry all season long. He has not been a starter throughout the entire regular season. In their first playoff game against the New York Jets, they realized that they have to beef up their protection. The bodyguard for Warren Moon is the offensive back. In this case, Lorenzo White. Last week, he had 17 carries for 65 yards. This week, as you just saw right there, 9 carries for 40 yards. And more importantly, where Warren Moon is concerned, he's been protecting him.
Number 22, Alton Montgomery, as you see in the ball game, replacing Charles Demery. Montgomery is one of the return men for the Broncos. They would like to play this game without him being in the defensive secondary. And here is White again. This is his 10th carry of the ball game. He goes to the 29, picks up 5, so in 10 carries he now has 45 yards. Simon Fletcher makes the tackle. We talked to Simon Fletcher yesterday. He told us his mother, Ethel, who lives in Houston, was not coming to the game since she'd been to the Super Bowls. She considers herself a possible jinx, and he mentioned that she was named after Ethel Mertz of I Love Lucy.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I got to charge you that. Hey, let me ask you something, Charlie.
Right.
How long do you think it's going to take Warren Moon to find Alton Montgomery?
This play. The next play. Lorenzo White, when he decides to throw.
You were absolutely right. Lorenzo White found Alton Montgomery. He came up to make the tackle and missed it. And as a result, it appears that they have the first down. To go a little bit farther with the Lorenzo White story, beginning the season, he held out. And as a result of holding out, Alan Pinkett in the first 2 games of the season had 100-yard games. Now, why are they going to change? And they didn't. He's been an angry man all year long, and now when it's money time, Lorenzo White is there, and Alan Pinkett finds himself a spectator.
And remember, he also told us that in the offseason, he worked on his leg strength because he wanted to be strong at the end of the season, and he is showing that. Moon comes back, pass is complete to Givens, and he is brought down by Lilo Line.
Let me reiterate the point once again, Charlie. Look at the smile that man has on his face. He's had a broken nose. He's taken shots. People who watch a lot of replay will know that one of the more famous replays that you see is one where he takes a catch and Allen of the Philadelphia Eagles knocks him cold and he's laying prostrate on the ground. The man is 5'9", 172 pounds, and he has to go in the middle of the field. I really admire that toughness.
Demery back in the ball game.
Charlie, to further that point just a little bit, not one of the Fab Four have missed a game due to injury since 1989.
Demery in this ball game, as usual, will play both corners. We'll see him on the right corner part of the time. We'll see him on the left corner where he is now. And Warren Moon looks up. He'll take a timeout. 6:06 left to go. We're the third. Houston leads at 21-13.
Welcome back, everybody. So the Houston Oilers are on a drive now. Score again. It could be problems for the Denver Broncos. One of the big keys here, we've just heard that the Houston Oilers are 5 for 5 on third down and completion. That's 100%. That's pretty high, isn't it?
That's very high. You know, I don't know the exact percentage, but in the low 40s would be average for the National Football League. I understand the Washington Redskins had about a 50% average, which is excellent. Of course, they have one of the best records in the league. But if you can be in the low 40s, you're going to move the football, you're going to score points. They're 100%.
Well, the Houston Oilers are definitely scoring points, and they're moving the ball. So let's go back to Denver for an excellent game.
The Houston Oilers have had the ball for 5 minutes and 24 seconds, and so as a result, Outwater, Smith, and Kroll coming on the blitz. They want to create some kind of turnover. But Warren Moon, with the savvy veteran leadership, says, we're not taking any chances. Let's call timeout and think it over.
2nd and 4 at the 18. The crowd back in the ball game for Denver. Moon is in trouble. Still manages to stagger forward to the 15-yard line. He salvages 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 1 before Sauché and Mecklenburg bring him down.
One of the most impressive things about Warren Moon, everybody knows the guy has a gun for an arm. Everybody knows that he can lay it in there. But that's the 3rd time today that he has made something happen out of nothing with his running ability. He was sacked for a 5-6-yard loss, has a little 360 in the middle of the field, kind of a Baryshnikov thing. And I know he'd get mad at me if I told him that now he's at 35 years of age, he runs like a 5'1". But that was a terrific play right there, because now they come up with a very makeable 3rd and 2.
Remember what Wade Phillips, defensive coordinator of Denver, told us? You know about his arm. Remember his strength. 5 of 5 on 3rd downs. It is incomplete. Almost 6 of 6. Jeffries cannot pull it in.
Very catch uncatchable ball. And you can see the consternation on the face of Jack Hardy. He's really disappointed. What happens is a receiver a lot of times will try to decide, do I want to backhand it or I want to forehand it? Take a look at the hands of Haywood Jeffries. He can't decide at the last minute. It's too high. He goes with the backhand. It squeezes right between the two of them. He's got to come up and try to chest that ball because he knows he's going to get hit.
32-yard field goal attempt. Matthews to Montgomery to the kicker. It is no good. Al Del Greco misses to the right from 32 yards away. We'll be back to Mile High in a moment.
Okay, the Boston Garden thing, maybe they have their leprechauns. I guess the Denver Broncos have their ponies. Perfect snap, perfect hold. It's 32 yards right down the middle. That's about a 90% proposition in the NFL. It goes wide. No excuse. No excuse.
Houston had the ball for 6 minutes and 21 seconds and came away with no points on this drive. Denver takes over. First down at their own 20-yard line, trailing 21-13. And they stay with the ground game. Gaston Green to the 25-yard line. It'll be second down and 5. Do you have the feeling this could come down the last 2 or 3 minutes of the ball game?
It could, but because of the curious way of the missed extra point, we're not going to have overtime. Somebody's going to have to make some big plays at the end. Again, it's interesting to note out that Houston has yet really to stop themselves. Their drives have ended, one with the Atwater interception, the end of the first half, and in this case, a missed field goal. We haven't seen Greg Montgomery all day.
Except to hold.
Excuse me, thank you. All right.
Elway pushed down, 33-yard line. He's fun to watch, isn't he?
Well, Lee Williams had a terrific rush. It appeared that he had him in his sights, but that's what makes John Elway so special, and this is something you just can't coach. He feels arm under, he gets right past Sean Farrell, but he goes a little bit too far. Elway steps up, and right there, it looks like he's going to get tackled. Comes back, William Fuller gets him down, but not before he has the first.
And the Stanford grad, 4 carries, 30 yards rushing. Green, by the way, 15 carries, 54 yards on the ground for Denver. First down to the 33, Elway to throw. He comes back to Vance Johnson. 37-yard line.
Jim Eddy was telling us that Vance Johnson, he feels like, is not the downfield receiver that he once was. That predominantly now he catches those types of routes which are called squats, running across the middle of the field and sitting down in the dead spot of the zone. Watch number 82. Back pedal right there, just in the middle of the zone waiting. Catches the ball, takes a shot from Al Smith. So they weren't as concerned with him downfield, but, you know, the guy did win the 60 meters at the NCAA at Arizona.
There's that Utah pass that you like.
Now, that's a nice job by Bobby Greer stepping in. Last time when they played the Houston Oilers, they did the same thing. The ball was dropped. Dishman picked it up and ran in for a score, and the official never called it as it properly should have been, which is an incomplete pass. Even though it's behind the line of scrimmage, it is a forward pass.
Little shuttle pass.
You can see right there, Shannon Sharp looked up much too soon. He was too excited to run with the ball. Watch the head right there, already looking upfield as the ball hits him between the 8 and the 1. Good job by the officials on the field being on top of that.
Elway 10 of 14, 102 yards, a touchdown and an interception, 3rd and 6 from the shotgun. It is caught, Michael Young. 31-yard line, 31 yards.
Okay, John Elway has a quarterback rating of 76.8. That's 9th in the AFC. Are you really telling me that there are 8 quarterbacks in the AFC you'd rather have than John Elway that could make that throw right there, right on the money in the corner route? Darrell Lewis actually has pretty good coverage. He's stride for stride with Michael Young. John Elway puts it the only place it could have been. That's the magic right there that sets John Elway apart from the other quarterbacks. He comes up with a big play.
First down, Houston 31. To Gaston Green, he can't get to it. They're trying to slip Green out of the backfield. It'll be second down and 10, back of the 31-yard line.
Give Johnny Meades credit. That's an out-and-up route by Gaston Green out of the backfield. That's exactly the matchup that the Denver Broncos wanted, but the veteran Johnny Meades, number 91, was with him stride for stride. Fakes the block, comes to the outside. This is actually called a swing route, and he runs down the field in hopes of getting somebody who has better speed than Meades, which certainly Green does, but Meades does a good job of anticipating that particular route.
And it is second down and 10. Houston leads at 21-13. 2:14 left to go, third quarter. Throwback screen, and it is Shannon Sharp, and this time Elway underthrew him. It'll be third down and 10.
You see, look at Ernest Gibbons laughing right there. He said something to John Elway trying to catch his goat. Ernest Gibbons and Vance Johnson are the two king trash talkers, and I wonder why it is that it's always those Smurf receivers that are always running their mouths.
Here's what you were talking about.
Not happy with himself. He looks over and Ernest says, "Oh, gee, that's a shame. Really sorry about that incompletion." I don't know if anybody has any more fun than that man, number 81, Ernest Gibbons, with the hat on right now. Try not to mess up what little hair he has left.
Denver 4 of 6 on third down. Elway throws it, almost intercepted by Dishman. Elway was getting all kinds of pressure. Sewell, the intended receiver, it will be fourth down and 10. And he got away with one because Dishman should have had it.
Well, now Treadwell, this will be interesting. Everybody talks about the thin air and everything else, but as indicated by the kickoffs that Treadwell has had at this point, I think he might be a little bit out of his range. You're right. I think Dishman wishes he had this one back.
Treadwell's longest this season is 47. From the 39, a 49-yard attempt, so that's right on the ragged edge. It's wobbly, but he does it.
It. El Del Greco misses. That's a 6-point swing. It's now 21-16. Let's go back to Mile High Stadium and listen to the crowd.
We come back to Mile High Stadium. The margin now 5. Houston 21, Denver 16. Allen Pickett from the 5 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25-yard line, 26-yard line. 21 yards on the return. Steve Sewell with the tackle.
Steve Sewell on the tackle.
Yep.
Isn't that something? Number 30. We talked about his versatility, catching, running, blocking, and here he is on kickoff coverage. Maybe if I'm Steve Sewell, I go into Pat Boland's office and say, "Hey, Beck, it could be time for a raise. I'm doing an awful lot of work out here."
Now Houston leads by 5. But the momentum on the side of the Broncos.
I was going to say, Charlie, one of the catchphrases that you hear with regards to this time of the game is gut check. It's a gut check now for the Houston offense because the onus falls on the shoulders of Warren Moon.
Moon has pressure. Pass is complete to White. White almost spins out of the first tackler, and that was Brooks, but then Cragen got him. And again, you're showing what you pointed out a moment ago, the strength of White.
It was very impressive, too, here. Despite the spin around, is a graphic that people aren't aware of. They talk about the third down conversion of the Houston Oilers, but interestingly, a pass like that is seemingly insignificant. More than 50% of the time on first down, Houston gets 5 yards or more. That's a very important statistic because they continue to come up 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Very makeable third down conversions.
Defensively, Mecklenburg is out. Ron Holmes replaces him. 2nd and 5. They show blitz, and they come, and it is red. And here is Gibbons. Gibbons to the 50. Gibbons is spiked, and the flag goes on Charles Dimry as he turned him upside down and dropped him on his helmet out of bounds. 29 yards on the play, and that is dangerous.
There's no cause for that.
No reason.
Here we're talking about how tough this little kid is. Now watch as he gets to the end of the play. He comes off the block of Tony Jones. Now Gibbons, of course, right here is just trying. Look at this. You're at least 2 yards out of bounds. Right here, you can just let him go. And turning him on his head when he's that far out of bounds, I'm surprised that Dimry doesn't get tossed from the game for that. I don't know what what the crowd's booing about. What are you talking about? Look how far out of bounds he is. He's at least 3 yards. There's no reason that he has to do that.
Gibbons' 5th reception.
He's already out of bounds. All he had to do was push him out. Instead, he does the pile driver. It reminded me a couple of years ago when Joe Turkey Jones did the same thing to Terry Bradshaw in a game.
Remember yesterday, Gibbons said it's just a kid's game, but grown men are playing it. He's up.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. I'm happy to see that. And you know what? I'm hoping that the boos that we hear from the crowd are boos of Charles Dimry.
I suspect
not because
they are.
They're booing the play, because there's just no reason for that.
I suspect they are.
And the thing is a player like this, a tough little competitor, somebody who has done exactly what he said, elevating his game for the playoffs, to be turned on his head like that, there's no excuse for it.
With the penalty, the ball goes to the 25-yard line of Denver, where Houston will have a first down. 53 seconds, time remaining in the third. Again, Houston leads by 5, 21-16.
If that man can get back in the game, he will. I know I'm sounding like I'm a big Ernest Gibbons fan, but
you are.
But having my career occupied in the middle of the field, I know how tough it was to do that at 230 pounds, let alone do it at 172.
Shuttle pass as he was going down to White. They improvised. They may pick up the first down.
This is unbelievable. Warren Moon is making so many plays today. You know, at the beginning we talked about the fact that we said already this man in Houston has taken on almost deity-like status, giving $200,000 to a church, setting records for completions and numbers and everything else. Makes the play here. Kroll is right there, has him just before he goes down. The left-handed flip to White, and White gets up with the first down. Warren Moon is, as they say, forgive this cliche, but this is so exciting. He is letting it all hang out.
Yes. And he told us yesterday that this is the best team that the Oilers have had since he's been there.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think really this year...
I think really because of this man is the reason it's the best
Well,
team.
certainly he's one of the reasons, but the defense has had an outstanding season as well.
He's such a class man. I really do like him. A first down at the Denver 15-yard line.
This is one of the few people, you know, it sounds corny to say this, but if you have a son and he grows up to be Warren Moon, you have no complaints.
Well stated. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Or Sam and Mick. The Denver Broncos haven't scored 30 points since they played him in the first game of the season.
Thanks for reminding me.
The big play of this drive is Warren Moon seeing the blitz. From the left side right here, you're going to see Dennis Smith is coming in. Now from the right side of the screen comes Steve Atwater. Watch the center, Bruce Matthews. The center, Bruce Matthews, and Doug Dawson go to a zone situation, collide together. Two men take on three. Ernest Gibbons runs the out route as he's looking into the backfield, exactly what he's supposed to do on that blitz read. And now they're downfield, poised to score again.